What's up, everybody? Man, my name is Jason Hardin, and welcome to another episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. The podcast all about creating and living your own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and above all else, personal development. It all starts with self, y'all. And today's title of the episode is going to be Ask for Help Before You Cry for Help. Let me repeat myself. Today's episode title is going to be Ask for Help Before You Cry for Help. And really just that quote and title means a lot to me because I recently had to ask for a lot of help. You know, it's important to know that asking for help is actually the only surefire way to progress. To get something that you need from somebody who already has it is the easiest way to get it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just so important to be able to ask. And I've always had the problem of not asking for help. You know, and I say it's a problem. You know, some people pride themselves, and I'm one of them folks who prides himself on never needing help and never asking and never owing and all that. But to be honest, it's not one of the traits of highly successful people. You know, successful people, highly successful people, and top performers, they know when to ask for help. They pay for help. You know, if they can't ask anybody, they will pay for the help they need. They will pay a trainer. They will pay a nutritionist. They will pay a physical therapist. They will pay a counselor, any type of psychologist or anything. They will pay for the help they need. They will pay for the right doctors. They will pay for a new heart, whatever it takes. There's some people that are highly successful that will pay for everything they need, and that's how they got there. So I just want to stress that it's so important to be able to ask for help. And recently, I've had a medical issue, and really, to be honest, I had brain surgery like 3 weeks ago. And it was a cystic tumor they found in my cerebellum, and they had to get it out. You know, and 6 weeks prior to going to this doctor, I felt funny. You know, I couldn't speak anymore, and I was so self-conscious because I developed this speech impediment, and it was just like overnight I developed it, and it felt like I was slurred, like, you know, when you're trying to talk when you're drunk. That's what it felt like, and it felt like I stuttered, you know. And sometimes I might get hung up on words and thoughts, but I don't stutter as often as I did when I had this impediment, you know. And I didn't know what it was, and then like a couple days into that impediment, I noticed I was getting pressured headaches. You know, like I would have these tension headaches, you know, and every time I sneezed or laughed or coughed, I could feel a shock wave of this weird tension and pain go up the back of my neck into the back of my head. And why am I talking about this? Because I didn't realize I needed help. I wouldn't talk about this with anybody. I thought, like, man, maybe if I just go to the chiropractor, maybe if I just go to the the acupuncturist. Maybe if I do everything else but go to the damn doctor and figure out what the hell is wrong with me, I can get rid of this. And man, my girl, you know, she, bless her heart, you know, got me brand new pillows and massagers and all kind of stuff to kind of help alleviate the pain. Because she was the only person I really told that I didn't feel right. You know, I was telling her that she was the first person I told she was the only person I told any of this to. You know, I didn't tell anybody that I can't speak right. You know, I maybe towards late in the game, towards the end of it, right before I went to the hospital. But I didn't tell anybody that I couldn't speak right. I didn't tell anybody that I was getting dizzy every day. I didn't tell anybody that I had these issues, and therefore, nobody told me what to do. You know, and you know, sometimes you just don't like being told what to do, but nobody told me what to do. Nobody said, I didn't give anybody a chance to. And the thing is, you know, my girl was the only person that was telling me, and she said, well, you know what, maybe you should see the real doctor. You know, even my acupuncture doctor told me to, well, see if Western medicine, you know, let them rule out anything that's major, anything that we can't help you here. But let me give you some relief. So I'd go there, he'd give me some relief, you know, some pain relief or whatnot, and some circulation to my brain or whatnot, but he wasn't, but it wasn't helping. and it was because of that Western medicine, really that CAT scan and that MRI that showed the doctors exactly what I needed. And what I'm saying all that to say this, that through this time period, this 6 weeks, even though I try not to tell nobody or worry nobody, I didn't even tell my mama. I still ain't told my mama that I had surgery. Man, I don't want to worry her. But even though, going through all this, I needed so much help. Even though I didn't tell nobody what was going on, people had to pick up the slack around me, and they didn't even understand why, and not everybody, like, first of all, my girl, she was one person that really helped me handle business and really was able to act and think like me at full strength when I was just miserable. I'm serious. I would just do whatever mandatory, necessary work I had to do, whether it be orders, whether it be clients, whatever it is I had to do, and I would go home and go to sleep, because sleep was like the only time I didn't feel it. It was the only time I didn't feel that sensation. So anyway, I had to ask for that help. I had to ask, can you do this, baby? Can you pick up this? Can you go this? I don't feel like, man. Can you help me set up? I mean, we were setting up pop-ups and all that with me feeling like absolute crap, and she be right on the side of me, just picking up the slack, doing it, and I'm thankful for that. But I had to ask for that. There was a lot of things she just did I didn't have to ask for, but some of the real things that I really needed help with that she may not have known or didn't know how bad I was feeling enough to realize that, man, I didn't want to do this or couldn't do this, I had to ask her for it. I had to tell her. Even if I didn't ask her, I had to just open up and tell her, like, man, I'm not right. And it got so bad. The dizziness got so bad, and that really made me go to the doctor. I checked myself in, really. I committed myself. I went to the emergency room knowing they were going to keep me, and they did, because they found something. But I still had to ask for help again. I had to ask doctors for help, man. They were wondering why I didn't come in earlier as soon as I started talking funny. And I should have asked for their help a long time ago, 6 weeks earlier. I wouldn't have had 6 horrible, miserable weeks of my life. Or the surgery of cutting in the back of my head and all that. So I wouldn't have had to go through all this. Or maybe I'd have went through it earlier and saved 6 weeks of my enjoyment of my life, of my productivity, of where I needed to be. But the point of all that is, and just I just wanted to know that I relate to not wanting to ask for help, but having to. And the point is, I want you to not want to ask for that help, if that makes sense. I want you to want to ask for help. I want you to be open to letting people know that you need help. Be vulnerable. And even coming out of that, it was just like the love and the donations from people. People donated to me, and I would, like, man, I can't believe the response I got. Knowing that many people really care. And I thank all of you, each and every one of you, the people that were anonymous. I thank y'all. Y'all know who you are. Nobody else do, but y'all know who you are, and I just want to thank you. Because like I said, there was another time that I needed help. I've never been in a time to be comfortable with that, and it's amazing how much that helps. Because since I've never been comfortable asking, I never knew sometimes the good it does, the stress that gets alleviated, the things you can free up, the resources and time and energy and strength you can free up to fight a different battle, a better battle that's meant for you, a battle that you can't get no outside help to fight. You have to do yourself. And there's all kind of battles like that. We face them each and every day, but we have to free ourselves up to be our best selves in those battles. And the only way to do that is ask for help when we need it, and for things we're not so good at, things we can't fight alone. We can't fight everything alone, so that's when we have to ask for help. And I just wanted to share with you some tips on when to ask for help and how to ask for help. And let me get my notes. I got some show notes. All that was off the cuff. That's why it ran so long. But yeah, I got some real tactical advice that you can actually put in play to progress further and in less time by learning the power of asking for help. And my first example of when to ask for help, my first tactic on or a piece of advice on when to ask for help is when something is causing stress, anxiety, or depression. If you have something causing you stress, anxiety, or depression, you need to ask for help. Whether it be asking for help for whatever you're stressing about, whatever you have anxiety about, or whatever is making you depressed, asking for help with that issue, or asking for help with feeling that way, talking to somebody, asking for therapeutic help, asking for some therapy. The whole point of mental health is communication, and we can only check or fix how we communicate with ourselves, because that's what the most important communication is communication with yourself. And you can only fix that if something's wrong with it if you address it or speak to somebody about it. Because we could be telling ourselves all kind of things that aren't true. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not well spoken enough. There's all kind of lies we could tell ourselves. They're just that. They're lies. Because anything that we put any effort into doing, we can become. We can learn. We can get done. We can accomplish. So any miscommunication between you and yourself has to be confronted and fixed and resolved. And that comes from asking for help. Asking for help, knowing when you need to talk to someone, knowing when you need resources that you don't have and somebody else has. So when you're feeling anxious, depressed, or stressed, ask for help. Second example of when they ask for help is when you are unqualified or unequipped. And that means if you don't know how to do something, ask for help. I'm going to just sum it up right there because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. And my third tip on when to ask for help is when you don't know where to start. Be honest with yourself. There's a lot of things that you want to do or want to know how to do, and you know exactly where to start as soon as you want to know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a better this, you're like, okay, I know I need to go to that. I need to go down to the gym, or I need to do, you know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of know where to start to become better. But if you have an issue and you have no clue on where to start, and you have no clue on how to fix it, like none whatsoever, you need to ask for help. That is the perfect time to ask for help. And please do. You know what I'm saying? Please do. All this is going to make, I think all this advice, it benefits me too. So don't think I'm not being selfish out here trying to help people, because I do genuinely want to help people so they won't have problems. But I like helping people too, so I don't have problems. The more good people we put out there in the world, and the more great entrepreneurs and human beings and philanthropists and nonprofit organizers, and the more great people we put out there, the less problems all of us will have. The less stress all of us will have, the more safe everything will be. If we had people that we could trust in medicine, and people that we could trust in politics, and people with integrity and live world-class lives and are straight bosses in these positions of power and influence, man, we can do so much better. So that's why I want the next generation, anybody hearing this, even if they're from the old generation and are willing to change, I want the people to listen to this to have some of the tools required to change for the better. That's the only reason why I do these shows. The only reason why I do these shows. Anyway, let me ask if y'all know how to ask for help. How do you ask for help? Let me give you some tips, because some of us may want help, may need help, may be willing to ask for that help, but then we get shy. We get scared. We just like, damn, man, we look for a perfect time and stuff. So let me just give you some of my tips on when to ask for help. How to ask for help. We already went through when. You just ask. Blurt it out, man. I need $500, man. I need a ride, man. Whatever it is, just openly and quickly get it out and say it, and clearly say it. And don't beat around the bush. That's number 2. Don't beat around the bush, man. Don't take people for a ride. People's time is valuable. Their attention span is valuable. The attention they give you is valuable. I absolutely hate when people beat around the bush or fish. They fishing for certain information, or they're fishing for an answer. They're fishing for help, but they asking me a million questions to get there. Like, are you going anywhere? Are you like, man, what the fuck do you want and why? And sometimes I don't even care why. Just tell me what you want, so I can get to yes or no quick. And if it doesn't make me no difference, I'm usually gonna say yes most of the time if I like you, if I respect you. But that's the whole point, man. Don't beat around the bush. People value their time, value their attention, and you'll get what you need faster done if you don't beat around the bush. Number 3, don't wait for the perfect time. How many of us wait for the perfect time to ask somebody for something? And I'm not gonna lie, there are some horrible times to ask for something, but don't wait for the perfect time. Know when not to ask. If somebody just went through a tragedy, don't be like, hey, man, can I get that $20? Don't ask when it's inappropriate. And you're going to have to be the judge of that. I can do a whole show on just when. But don't ask when it's inappropriate, but don't wait for the perfect time, because there's never a perfect time to ask for anything, just like there's never a perfect time to do something. The time is always now. The perfect time is if it didn't get done 6 months ago, 6 years ago, 20 years ago, man, the next perfect time is now. So ask now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you'll get to where you need to be faster, and they'll get to where they need to be faster, because they be done dealt with you already. You know what I'm saying? So don't drag nothing out. Don't wait for no perfect time. Don't beat around the bush. Ask for what you need now. Another thing, share what you're learning throughout the whole experience. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's after you get what you need, or after you ask, man. Share it with somebody. Share that you needed help and that you asked for it. Because I'm telling you, so little people really take advantage of the power of asking. So too many of us with good hearts and good intentions and good sense do not ask for help. And I just want to let you know that is not the way to be a straight boss. I want to help y'all become absolute bosses. And that means living with complete and incomplete autonomy. And that means doing exactly what you want to do. Not being on somebody else's schedule, not being on someone else's terms. You set your own terms. You live in life on your own terms. You set your own wage. You set your own hours. You know what I'm saying? Like a boss is supposed to. And that's all I'm trying to replicate on this show. And to get there faster, you're going to have to ask for help. Anyway, man, that's my show. I love all of y'all. And like I said, thank all of y'all for always supporting, always helping, always showing love and good thoughts and positive energy, man. I love all of y'all. And yeah, I'm back. It's going to be a great year, y'all. 2022. Man, whatever you need to get done, do it. And if you need help, ask for it. I love y'all. Peace. All right.